Job by the bullpen, huh? Unbelievable.
Let's start off with there. I mean, you don't have to get length out of them, to get multiple ups from pretty much everyone. What
Yeah.
does that mean?
I mean, Shode coming in, he's been fantastic in that role. Obviously didn't quite work out the way he planned, but he got out of the inning, 2 runs, ended up going, he went back out for another one, and pieced it together with Fergie, Santana, Bednar. They did awesome job coming in, throwing strikes, really efficient too. And, it was a great job by them.
What was kind of your thought process behind pulling Bailey there?
Just tough matchup there. Turner squared him up twice, hit 106, missile in the first one, then went off the wall on the second one. Really tough matchup for Bailey in that moment. Felt like Shug was a much better matchup, and felt like the game could be on the line right there. Having a fresh pen with all of our guys, and and the bullpen came in, did a great job, held them to those 4 runs, and gave us a chance to win.
Did Endy's injury come when he threw the ball down before the start of the second inning?
No, he had felt it. We were just monitoring that. He had felt it the inning before, and he wanted to go out and throw and just test it to see. And we're still evaluating. It's just right elbow discomfort.
How impressive is it that Henry continues to perform this well coming off the bench?
Unbelievable.
Right.
To hit home run and double, I think, in both times coming off the bench. Great at bats. Did a fantastic job behind the plate, and I think it just speaks to him and how prepared he is all the time. And he never takes a pitch off. He's locked in from pitch 1 to the end of the game, whether he's starting or he's on the bench. And I think I've shared before, there's been multiple instances this year that he's helped us win a game from the bench, and things that are fantastic for a young player to pick up during the game.
How hard is that to enter like a game mid-game, especially when you have to be prepared at the plate and behind it as well?
Yeah, it's really tough, and it takes a mindset to be prepared to do that, and Henry shows that every single day.
Did you have a contingency, given that you're down to 1 catcher? Is there somebody you have in emergency situations?
Yeah, I think we put Isaiah back there. He's been back there before, and I think he would be the emergency guy if we ran into that.
DK, we talked a lot last year about Nick Gonzalez and the clutch gene. Was it nice to kind of see that back tonight, and how would you describe that and put it to words?
Yeah, great, tough situation. Bases loaded, all the pressure is on, and that's what you play the game for. Is to be in that moment, and he lives for that. He loves those moments, and did a great job. He had early on hit the triple to right center. Almost snuck one in there. Had a good swing on a line drive, fly ball to right earlier with guys on base. He just has a knack for putting the ball in play, driving runs in with guys in scoring position.
Take me through that 9th inning a little bit though, just the way that those guys continue to chip away. IKF lays down the perfect situation there. Just take me through how impressed you were with those small moments.
Yeah, and Frazier battling. I don't even know what it ended up. 7, 8 pitches, 9 pitches, gets on base. And Triolo doing the same. He's swinging the bat well, grinding it out, and IKF laying down an absolutely perfect bunt to get the bases loaded, and then that's 2 nights in a row, bottom of the order, really coming through, and it speaks to, I think, the collective team effort. Brian had some big hits early on. We got some stuff going at the top of the order, but to have it, pass the baton all the way through and have the bottom of the order picking us up like that was great.
How did you like how your team responded every time they got down? They bounced right back offensively, even when Strom struck out the side, and the 8th, Bednar does the same thing in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, it was great, and we're right there. That's a pretty good team over there, and to be right there with them, pitch for pitch, all the way to the end, and find a way to come through. Just proud of the guys, the way they're bouncing back after a tough night last night, and they continue to compete, and it was a great team win.
How much more impressive is it to know, though, the Phillies have one of the best records in Major League Baseball right now when they score first. So to know that you guys came back, kept responding, kept digging, and pulled this one out.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but I think it was 1-1, 1-1, 2-2, and that's you have to do that against a team like this. You have to do it against everybody if you can, but especially against these guys, to keep yourself in the game, keep the momentum going, keep it even, and get it to your side at the end. And they just continued to battle all night.
Donnie, your bullpen's had ups and downs all season. How much does a night like this, you think, maybe lift everyone's confidence a little bit?
I hope so. They were fantastic, and to come out and like I said, very efficient too. You know, Shug, Fergie, Santana, I think only threw 14. You know, Betty came in, solid ninth inning, punches out the side, and again, we saw his off-speed pitches working, ran it up to 97, 98, but the split and the curveball were really good. They did a fantastic job, and it's something to build off of for sure.
And speaking of Bednar, I know he's been much better since he came back from Indy, but do you think this might have been the best outing he's had yet this year?
For me, right up there. I mean, I don't know how you could, you know, put one prior up above it to have the 98, the split, the curveball, getting the strike three on the backdoor curveball there. You know, and the pinch hitters, they're not easy matchups either. You know, coming two lefties, good hitters, coming off the bench. So he did a great job.
Tree had a rough start of the year at bat. The last couple games, he's had a couple hits tonight, a walk and a hit. Just gonna talk about anything with Tree.
Yeah, just like everybody, he continues to work. You know, he's working on his swing all the time. You guys get to see he's out there early hitting, and we know he can. His defense is elite, and just being able to put the at bats together, find ways to barrel the ball, and he's driving the ball too. And I think that he's had some bad luck too. Early on in the year, he was squaring some balls up that he wasn't getting rewarded for, and I think he's starting to get rewarded for that now. You know, he's doing a good job.
Obviously, this was the second game with the rain delay. How do you think you guys approached the game in a way that was different from yesterday, especially from the plate?
Man, I don't. Maybe a lot of it has to do with Framber too. He was so good yesterday, and you know, scratching and clawing against him. And not to take anything away from the Phillies guys, they were good too. But just you know, I think it was maybe get used to playing yesterday in the rain delay. But I thought we came out, we had good energy, and I think the crowd had a lot to do with it too. You're going out there, and there was good energy. It was electric, and a good Friday night crowd here in Pittsburgh.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks.